Hello. Welcome to the Friday night showcase on Saturday night. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting comedy. If you haven't heard already, you can text your friends and tell them that they can see the same show that you're getting ready to see on EUGEshow.com, EUGESHOW.com. So if you'd like to text your friends and tell them you're getting ready to perform or getting ready to watch a show, feel free to do so. There you go. That's my little commercial. Thank you. Oh, and we're at Ari's Tavern in Denver, Colorado. Thank you. Thank you. So, all right, so I know what you're wondering. You're wondering what's with the big scar on the side of my head. Right there. Same thing I was wondering. Okay, here's what happened. I was climbing the ladder, putting up a cable, and I didn't look above me, and I hit my head really hard on this metal bar that was like a hinge off a door, just bam, and it hurt really, really, really bad. So, and I'm like a man, so I got like no pain threshold whatsoever. So I wanted to cry, right? But there was another guy there with me, so I couldn't cry, right? So I just walked around and I kind of giggled like, and it was, it looked really odd, and it sounds really odd, and it was really odd. So anyway, that's what happened to me, and I just thought I'd relay that to you. So we're going to do a comedy show tonight. I'm going to host the show. The comics that you're going to see are some very, very, very funny comics here in the Denver, Colorado area, some of my favorite comics. They're going to come up and do 7 or 8 minutes for you, and I hope you enjoy the show. So there you are. That's my part. You ready for a show? You ready to watch some comedy? All right. Okay. Oh, Mike, this is the joke. This is the joke that you were trying to tell earlier. Okay. All right. So, man walks into a bar, and he's got like a parakeet on his head. And the bartender says, "Can I help you?" And the parakeet said, "Yeah, why don't you get the man off my ass?" Thank you. That was the joke. All right, cool. All right. So the first comic up tonight, very, very, very funny guy. Works all over Denver, Colorado, and he's stepping this way. He's not looking at his name is James. His name is James Gold, right there. James Gold.
All right, how's it going? Yes. My credit score is 1 1/8. Just so you know who the fuck you're dealing with right off the bat. Gonna use that 8th as a leverage next month. Get myself into a house, you guys. It's good to be here. My name is James Gold. The first thing you should know about me is that I've created my own religion. It's based on marathon running. I call it racism. I was reading the news the other day, and it was about a guy who'd been killed. It was really vague. They couldn't release his name because the relatives hadn't been informed yet, so he was just simply the man. And they didn't know who murdered him, because they hadn't figured that out yet, so he was also called the man. So the news story read like, "The man, during a struggle, got killed by the man today." Guess who was investigating? No, actually, Detective Jenkins, 3rd Precinct. Where the fuck have you guys been? Seriously. Anyway, so I'm originally from California. Any fellow Californians in here? Yeah! You're all afraid. That's okay. Yeah, they won't kill you here. But, I moved straight from Los Angeles to Boulder. A little bit of a culture shock. Just a few differences, To start it off, I will say that in Boulder, you will trim the fat off your chicken and compost it. Los Angeles, you will trim the fat off your chicken, melt it down, and inject that shit into your face! Boulder is the only place where I've ever seen a 3-year-old with dreadlocks. I know, Boulder, giving into the comb is giving into the man and everything. Man got his fucking foot on your neck. 3-year-old had a weed card. Which is weird. Boulder's also the only place where I've ever been asked to help put a jacket on a dog that also had a weed card. So anyway, anybody here ever been to a baby shower? Right. It's weird to go there as a guy, you know, because you automatically become the builder of things. Oh, a crib. Oh, it's going to take 8 days to put together. Hey, James, here's a giant box filled with instructions and an Allen wrench. Have fun. I was at one where the ladies were reminiscing about their babies and the things that they had kept from their infancy. One lady was like, I saved my kid's tooth. Another lady was like, I saved my kid's umbilical cord. Another one was like, I saved my baby's first drop of blood. And I was like, yes! Let's put all this shit together, you guys, and build a human. That's about as surreal as it gets, you guys. So I used to be a sandwich artist. I did them mostly in watercolor. Went through a blue cheese period. Lady came in one time and ordered a club. I said, ma'am, the closest thing I got is this half a mop handle. That's weird. The guy down here in the corner is like, when's this fucking guy gonna get funny? This is getting ridiculous here. Well, sir, let me reach into my bag of jokes and see if I can find something suitable. Went to a restaurant the other day. On the menu was smothered chicken, which is pretty cruel. I mean, of all the dirty, rotten ways to kill a fucking chicken, smothering it? What do you use, a tiny chicken head-sized pillow? Also on there was chicken fried chicken. What do? They have a chicken come in, cook another chicken? It's chicken genocide. I got some issues with restaurants. I can go to Burger King, get a burger. I can go to Taco Bell, get a taco. I cannot fucking go to Panda Express and get any panda meat. It looks delicious, and I fucking want some. That's all I'm saying. Look, there are children's menus, there are senior menus, there are dollar menus. I want to know what the fuck the stoned menus are. This is Colorado, we smoke weed. I just want to be able to wander into a restaurant at 3 a.m. and say, yes, I would like the Doritos and mayonnaise sandwich, please. And for them to not bite an eye and just go, well, yes, but do you want one or a dozen? No stoners here tonight. God damn it. I wandered into the only neighborhood bar in Denver where there are no pot smokers. Any fans of classic video games here? Yes, all right. I would love to go back in time and sit in on the pitch session for Pac-Man. Because that shit is just weird. That guy had balls of steel to wander into a boardroom and go, all right, guys, check it out. There's a big yellow mouth. It's trapped in a maze. It's getting chased by ghosts. It's eating pellets. Once in a while, it can eat a pellet that enables it to eat the ghost, but only for a few seconds, and then the fucking ghost can eat him again. What do you think? And they were like, first of all, we want some of the cocaine you've been snorting. Second of all, you're fucking brilliant. Put him in the company mansion. I would also like to sit in on Donkey Kong. All right, guys, check it out. There's a giant gorilla. Its name is Donkey for some reason we don't know. Kidnaps a girl, climbs to the top of a half-constructed building, starts throwing barrels down at the little Italian man who's chasing him with a hammer. What do you think? You're brilliant. Put him on the company planet. But this guy got lazy and cocky. His last pitch session went something like this. All right, guys, check it out. There's a frog, it's crossing the road, I call it Frogger, BAM! I really hope Elton John doesn't die of cancer, because I don't want to have to sit through all the tiny cancer jokes. My ex-girlfriend had a heart of gold, which made it very difficult for her to stay alive, so she's dead. Bought a lifetime supply of U.S. postal stamps, which is 3. It would suck to be a snail and have to take the walk of shame. I'm leaving! Eventually. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is James Gold. Thank you!
Hey, that was James Gold right there. That was James Gold right there. Nice set. James, snail thing, brilliant. Like that a lot. Very cool. Okay, next up, very, very, very funny young lady. Donnell Prado. Donnell Prado, right there.
What's up, fuckers? You guys ready to have fun? Keep it going for Eugene and James. It's not easy being up here, you know. It's getting cold outside, freezing. I heard Durango's gonna get 12 inches. I'm like, shit, the last time I got 12 inches, someone slipped me a roofie backstage at a Snoop Dogg concert. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't complain. Some of you are laughing. Some of you are looking at me like I shortchanged you at the nail salon. It's all right. It's all right. I'm Asian-ish. A lot of people want to know if I'm mixed, and I tell them yes. My mom's Japanese, and my dad's an asshole, right? The only reason I call him an asshole is because faggot prick doesn't work at Thanksgiving the way I wanted to. No, my dad's actually Mexican. You know what it means to be Japanese and Mexican? It means 3 things. It means I could steal cars, but I can't drive them, right? It means I can paint your house and your nails, right? It means I'll make tortillas and love you long time. You guys are so racist. So racist. No. Somebody called me the C word earlier. I was like, oh my God, that's so terrible. The C word, right? I'm like, I am not Chinese, okay? I'm sorry. Not that there's anything wrong with being Chinese. Like, I mean, some people are just born that way, you know? It's like you can't pray it away, you know? You can't, like, choose to be Chinese. But no, I'm Japanese, and there's a difference because in China, there's that 1 child per household rule, you know? And can you imagine? Like, it's hard enough being half Japanese and half Mexican. If I was half Chinese and half Mexican, I'd automatically have 12 kids and have to kill 11 of them, you know? It's true. Oh my God. But all Asians do not look alike. You know, I don't like getting confused. We do not all look alike, right? Do we? Because I was talking to my Korean friend Jenny about it for about 10 minutes before I realized that's not Jenny. That's my Uncle John. But speaking of Koreans, you know, fucking Kim Jong-un, whatever his name is, he just killed his uncle. Did you guys hear that? He should be killing the fucker at Supercuts that did that to him, you know? Fuck him, right? I'm serious. Oh my God. So I just recently turned 44, and it sucks getting old. Oh my God, it sucks because I don't know. When I was 30, everything was great, right? I woke up 40, couldn't see, couldn't hear. I found 2 small lumps on my breast, so I went to the doctor, and it turns out those are my breasts. You know, it sucks. It really sucks. And I want to lose like 20 pounds because I just had a baby 7 years ago. Fucking bitch, right? But anyway, so, no, it's hard. It's hard. I've been going to the gym every day for the past 30 days, and all I've lost so far is a month, right? I'm serious. And I try to take care of my appearance. Like, I bought some of those Crest White strips. Have you tried those, right? I put them on, and I fall asleep, and I end up swallowing them in my sleep. So my teeth aren't getting whiter, but my shit glows in the dark. It's awesome. I just had a colonoscopy. You know, got to take care of the moneymaker. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, you know, because the economy's tough. I had to raise my prices. Used to be $2, make you holla, right? Now it's for a good time, $19.99, right? I see all kinds of prostitutes negotiating these days. They're like, you want happy ending? No, cost too much? Okay, you want glad ending? No, still cost too much? You want melancholy ending? No, still okay, fuck it, I don't care. Just go get a Happy Meal, cheap ass. It's hard. The economy's tough. You know, I'm glad my parents are not working right now. My dad just retired from the city and county of Denver, and my mom retired from the U.S. Postal Service. If you think it's hard being Japanese and Mexican, try being half Denver city worker and half U.S. Postal worker. See, I want to shoot everyone, right? But I'm too fucking lazy to do it. Yeah. Are there any city workers in here? No? You are? Oh, you're not going to do anything anyway, so it's okay. Unless you're a cop, no. So like I said, my daughter's 7, and she's in the car, so I'm going to wrap this up in just a couple minutes. She's awesome, but she gives me a hard time all the time. She's like, I'm like, honey, why don't you clean your room? She's like, why don't you clean my room and I'll keep watching TV, right? And I'm like, why don't you lose the attitude and do what mommy tells you? And she's like, why don't I tell daddy that you're planning to spend $3,000 on liposuction? Why don't I clean your room and you just keep watching TV, okay? You kids. Kids are crazy. And one time she said, where do babies come from? And I didn't want to lie, so I told her the truth. She was about 3 years old. I said, listen, honey, there comes a time when a man and a woman have a little too much to drink, okay? One thing leads to another, and miraculously, 9 months later, the man disappears. Eventually, the family's brought together by what's called a court order. Can you say wage garnishment? No, and one of her friends said, no, I heard that babies are made when 2 people who are married give each other a special hug. And I said, really, sweetie, that's interesting because I know your mom. And sometimes babies are made when 2 people get wasted and end up alone in the broom closet at Shotgun Willie's, okay? No, I don't like kids. I like my own kind of, but I don't like other people's kids because I worked in a daycare. Have you ever worked in a daycare? That's birth control, right? Because the kids cry. They're like, I want my daddy. I'm like, I want your daddy too, okay? But when the babies cry, it's awful because there's nothing you can do. My boss used to show us those shaken baby syndrome commercials. Did you have to watch those? I told her, don't show those to us. Show those to the babies, right? Because maybe if the babies saw those, they shut the fuck up, you know what I'm saying? So I got fired from there. Kids are crazy. Anybody here on a date? You guys on a date? No? You don't look happy, so you're probably on a date. No, probably married. No? Just kidding. You're on a date, you too? Yeah, dating for me is really hard since I got married. Fucking buzzkill. I hate that. My husband's awesome. He's awesome because before him, I was in an abusive relationship, and I used to blame myself, and then one morning I looked in the mirror and I said, it's not your fault. That fool should have left after you hit him the first time, Because here's how I look at it. If it happens once, shame on me. If it happens twice, shame on you. If it happens 87 times, you're my bitch, right? And before him, I dated a dentist, It was very frustrating because every time his penis was in my mouth, he'd ask me a question. You guys are so smart. I did that joke in Greeley. They're like, I don't get it. What's a dentist, right? Thanks so much, you guys have been pretty awesome.
That was Donnell Prado right there. Donnell Prado right there. Big. Yay. Excellent. Oh, for the people in the house, the kitchen will be closing soon. So if you haven't ordered your food and you would like to get some food, then the kitchen will be closing soon. For the people online, come on down and get some food. Not right now. But anyway, so because the kitchen's closing. All right, right there, let's keep the comedy train on the fast track. Coming up to the stage, Ben Hutcherson right there. Ben Hutcherson.
There's no way I can follow a woman calling her asshole the moneymaker. Oh my God. All right. What's up, you beautiful people? Let me tell you a little bit about me. I look like this on purpose. Okay? I know what I look like. I've seen a mirror before. But anything other than big beard, big hair, no deal. Okay? Cut it too short, 6.5 foot tall piece of homeless broccoli. Huh? Ladies, you want that in your bed? I don't have a strong jawline, so I have to have the beard. No beard, angry thumb. Long hair, no beard, Gumby playing guitar for Metallica. Terrible. My name's Ben. A thing you need to know about me up front is I'm from Mississippi. And people have a hard time believing that because they're like, wait a minute, it sounds like you've read a book. And you probably have black friends. I do. It's Eugene. We're friends on Facebook. But I don't understand why you have such a hard time believing I'm from the South. Because I look like Jesus Christ. Mississippi's #1 export. And as a testament to the failure of our public schools, also the state bird. That's how I tell who's the smart crowd. Like some guys are like, Jesus ain't a bird. I know what Jesus is. It's mostly crowds in Mississippi. You don't like that? You don't want Jesus to be a bird? I don't either. Jesus bird would be fucking scary. I moved here 1.5 years ago, and the first thing I did is go to Taco Bell, because I don't give a shit about my body. And I had the weirdest experience at Taco Bell. For the first time in my life, Taco Bell was filled with happy people. Happy people wearing hiking boots. Do you know what that means? That means either right before or right after Taco Bell, these people are gonna go in the fucking mountains. I assume everybody eats Taco Bell like me on the way to the bathroom, where you're gonna be for the next 4 to 6 hours. Cheesy Gordita Crunch is so good. I've lived here for 1.5 years, and there's some things I don't understand about Colorado. I love it here. Don't send me back to Mississippi. But there are just some things I don't understand, right? Hiking, camping. How many of you like to go camping? Exactly. Fuck camping. What? You want to go in the woods and pretend you're poor for a weekend? I've been poor my whole life. It's not fun. It's not like camping. You go camping, and you're like, oh, let's put together a fire. No, when you're poor, your neighbor's trailer catches on fire. Because it's a meth lab. Very different from camping. The other thing I don't really understand is everyone's fascination with riding bicycles, right? Are you bike people? Oh, good, you're my people. Good. See, there are only 2 kinds of people that ride bikes. There's type 1, just rippling mass of muscle, and they just look like they've been training for a triathlon since before they were born, which I assume was very painful for their mothers. It's a thinking joke. Bicycle out of a vagina. No good. No good. Right? If you're a type 1 person, then fuck you. Okay? Why are you wearing a racing singlet to go to the grocery store? That doesn't make any sense. It just makes me feel bad. I've got my arms filled with double stuffed Oreos. You're walking down the produce aisle with sponsors. Oh, I picked up all these Oreos. I obviously meant to get cabbage. 12 packages of cabbage, which is obviously next to Oreos in this imaginary grocery store where I do my shopping. Get your Kashi cereal, get the fuck out. Go away. Hi. Now that I got that off my chest, I'd like to talk about something. I'm handsome. I like the confused response. It's like, I mean, I guess, but does he want validation? Yes, I do. I'm a special kind of handsome, though, right? I'm not what you would call lead singer sexy, but I'm not bass player ugly. Sorry if there are bass players in the audience. I'm what you call rhythm guitar hot. Ladies, that means I am the man of your dreams. If the soundtrack to your dreams are Guns N' Roses and Whitesnake. Note to self, nobody in Denver listens to shitty cock rock. I'll update that with jam bands as is appropriate for Colorado. I am very handsome. It's a good thing I'm handsome because that's how I was able to just recently, like 2 weeks ago, move in with my girlfriend. Make some noise for that. That actually happened. 2 weeks ago, she locked down the hottest piece of homeless wizard ass this side of the Mississippi. And that's good, because I'm not a type 1 bike person. I'm a type 2 bike person. And now a lot of you are looking around and you're like, oh shit, he didn't tell us what type 2 is. Type 2 bike people, sorry if you're one of us, you shouldn't be on a bicycle. You look like a Ziploc bag full of gravy, splorped down on top of a bicycle, pushed down the mountainside. You look like a circus clown that escaped on your little clown motorbike. That's what I look like riding a bike. That's why I don't do it. I drive a 1998 Oldsmobile 88. It's very confusing, and it's not very fuel efficient. But the reason I drive that car is because of my choice of profession. And I don't have very much money. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a teacher. Nope, that's the correct response. Stunned silence. Concern for the future of America. I get it. Right, I know. This is not what you expect to see at the head of a lecture hall at a university. This is what you expect to see chasing you through the woods in a Rob Zombie movie. I get it. I understand. I did this to myself. I became a teacher 5 years ago because I thought I could make a difference in the world. That I could be a shining beacon of light in the darkness of the modern era. 5 years later, I have no retirement fund and a drinking problem. Woo, America! Now you're all like, shit, I am not sending my kids to college. No way. Sending them out of state. My friends from Mississippi always ask me the same things at the beginning of every semester, right? They're like, hey, Ben, I should be clear, none of my friends have ever read a book. Ben, you got any girls you're gonna hook up with this year? No! They're freshmen in college. They're children. I don't want to be sexually involved with children. Now, I look like this, so let me repeat that for those of you that aren't listening. I don't have any interest in children. Zero. When I'm on top of a woman, consensually, and I'm doing my thing, the last thing I want to do is look down into her eyes and see hope. Thank you very much, everybody. My name's Ben Hutcherson.
Ben Hutcherson right there. Ben Hutcherson. Very funny guy. Cool. All right, here we go. Let's just keep the comedy train moving. Thank you. All right, cool. Your next comic, Vicki Edgar, right there. Vicki Edgar. Have fun, dude.
I hate the holidays. I'm not gonna lie, I fucking hate them. I pooped in a Big Lots today. I'm serious, which in the suburbs we call that rock bottom, but it's fucking horrible. It was really horrible. So I can't go back to that one. It was in the furniture aisle. I don't know what to say. It's just bad. One sneeze, banned from a store. I have 5 kids. You guys got kids? I have this many. 5. I fucking hate them. I hate them. Oh my God, they're horrible. I have 4 boys, which is the equivalent of 8 retards. And, they're horrible. I hate them. I hate them all. My 7-year-old is insane. He's gonna be the one that's codependent and never gets married. He'll be the weird uncle. That you guys, everyone has a fucking weird uncle, I know, and he's gonna be that kid. And it's okay, because I'm an old mom and I'm gonna need someone to love me enough to wipe my ass someday. So I'm cool with it. We're working on that with him. But the other day, he's in the bath, and I'm in there and I'm like, wash your hair, and he just won't quit playing with his shit. And
he's going on and fiddling and fiddling and fiddling. I know you guys all know what I'm talking about because you're fiddlers, half the room at least. And he looks up at me with his sweet little eyes and he goes, "I've got a big penis, Mommy." And his dad puffs up like a blowfish, just proud as a peacock, and he goes, "Oh, you get that from my side of the family, son." Really? Wonder why it skipped a generation, huh? The fuck is that? My son's funny. We were out on a walk the other day, and it was a long walk. It was a very long walk, and on the way home, he's running ahead of me, and I'm walking the dog, and he just stops in the middle of the walking trail and sits down, like for no reason. And I get up to him, and I'm like, "What's the matter, buddy? You okay?" And he goes, "I really need to poop." I go, "We're almost home. Can you hold it?" And he goes, "Maybe the west of it." He walks 6 blocks like this. It's awesome. It's awesome. I have a teenage son. Does anyone have one of those? He's an asshole. God. I fucking hate this kid. He got caught smoking pot. And I don't have a problem with pot. Don't get me wrong. I love pot. I don't smoke it because I'm employed and I can't handle the time travel thing and still be a good mom. But he got caught smoking pot, which I don't normally have an issue with, except that he got caught with his best friend whose mom is a school teacher, which meant I had to punish him. Because it was a big fucking deal in their house, so I had to punish him. And I'm like, "You're such a dick. Of all the people you could get caught with, you have stoner friends with stoner moms. That would be cool. But no, it has to be the high school teacher mom." So I really had a hard time. I couldn't figure out how to punish him. So I made that little bastard go on vacation with us, with the little ones. So he's 17, and then we took him with the 7 and the 9-year-old, and we were going to Legoland in California. I'm like, "Everyone's gonna think you're retarded because you're gonna be skipping through Legoland with your mom and dad." So I made him go, and but then when we got there and we realized the tickets were $75 to get into Legoland, I'm like, "Fuck you, you can stay in the hotel. We're taking the little kids." So he stayed in the hotel all day, and I thought that would be punishment, but I forgot that we checked in with a credit card. And yeah, so I got home, and he had rented 8 hours of soft porn, and there's fucking DNA all over the walls. I'm like, "Oh, I guess I didn't win. I didn't win that one at all." God. He's such an idiot. Jesus. I can't even. He got a job at Wendy's, and he's so stupid. I swear to God, this woman came up on his first day and ordered a number 1, and he peed on her. And it's like, wow. I'm glad she didn't order the number 2. That's all I'm saying. Sick. I know. I have 3 cats and 2 dogs, too. So we have a really full house. And I have a 30-pound cat. I know. Holy shit, right? It's huge. To put that in perspective, my son's in the 1st grade, and there are kids in his class that weigh 30 pounds. So my cat weighs what a 1st grader weighs. And he's shocking, and people are terrified of him. I had a nanny that wouldn't go near this cat, and he's an asshole. If he wants to be pet and you're not petting him, he'll bite your Achilles tendon. He's a dick. This cat is a total dick. I really want to give him to my Asian backdoor neighbors and let them just cook them. But anyway, so we had the cable guy coming to install cable at our house, and my nanny didn't speak very good English, so I left the cable guy a note because I needed to know where it was satellite. I needed to know where he's putting the dish and all that shit. So I'm driving down the road, and I get a call, and he's like, "Yeah, Vicki, this is John with DirecTV, and I want you to know I walked the perimeter of your house, and we're going to go ahead and install the dish right on the back of your kitchen." Jesus, is that your cat? I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you met Smokey." Holy fuck, what does that thing weigh? My cat is shocking. That is my cat. So, yeah, that's kind of fun. I don't know. It's fucking hard. It's hard. I always thought that life would get easier when I grew up because I was a very awkward teenager. And I see a lot of really pretty women here, and I hate you all because I'm sure that you were beautiful in high school and junior high too, but I was not. At the age of 10, I wore a size 10 shoe, which I hadn't quite grown into my feet yet. I was like a puppy, so I just kind of walked, like very, very awkward. And I had freckles and braces and glasses, and I had like 3 hairs that I tried to like Farrah Fawcett feather. And it was just horrific. I was 5'11" at the age of 11, which, boys don't really hit that growth spurt until you never. And and so, everywhere I went, I was like, oh, you're a really cute boy. He's like, oh, God. Oh, you want to play chicken? So, it was just so awkward and horrible for me in junior high. And we moved. My dad's in the Air Force. And we moved every 2 years. And so every 2 years, I was the new kid in school, and I had to make friends. And it's so hard when you like walk in and you're like Sasquatch, And then like my sisters, I had 3 sisters, and they were beautiful, and everybody just wanted to get to know them. They would giggle, and angels would get their wings. And I'm not kidding, like they could gleek, and it was like unicorn tears. It was not... and then there was me, and I was like, I'm their sister, your friend. So it was just horrible, but it was bad. I had a horrible childhood. So this is why I do what I do now. And anyway, because I have no dignity. But, which is really unimportant once you have a lot of kids and everyone's seen your shit open. Okay. But anyway, so in the 8th grade, we had just moved to Minot, North Dakota. I'm like, finally, there's got to be kids I'll fit in with. And, no, because it's North Dakota and nobody fucking fits in there. It's weird. It's weird there. But, I'm trying to make friends. And I got my little clique and in my group of friends. And we're hanging out and one day after school in the front yard of this girl's house. And we decided, there were 2 guys and me and my girlfriend, Michelle, and we decided we were going to do chicken fights, which I don't know why you would ever do that outside of a pool, because it hurts to be knocked off of somebody's back and land on a sprinkler head. Not that I know, really, but I'm guessing. So we decided to have chicken fights, just piggyback on these guys' backs, okay? So my life wasn't hard enough. I jump up on this guy's back, and we start clawing at each other. These 2 girl fights, and I start laughing, and I start laughing really hard, and I start peeing. Now, I just want to explain that it is very difficult once you start peeing to stop, okay? But try straddling someone's back. Once you turn that faucet on, you can't shut that shit off. And so as horrified as I was, I didn't want to own up to it. So I just kept peeing and fighting until one of us won. and I won. I won. And then I jumped off of this guy's back, and the air hit his t-shirt. And immediately he goes, oh God. He goes, why is my back all wet, Vicky? Did you pee on me? And I went, no. And I just walked away and pretended it never happened. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a story I call my first golden shower. Thank you. You guys are a lot of fun. I'm Vicky Edgar. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Vicky Edgar right there with the story of her first golden shower. First of many, I'm sure. Okay, so. Sorry. So, you having a good time? You enjoying the show? So you might be, wondering at home, how can I have this wonderful time? You can just come right down here to Ari's Tavern. We're at 5686 Pecos Boulevard. Denver, Colorado. So come on down. Thank you. All right. What? I'm sorry, what? Oh, sorry, that was my wife. Pecos Street. I don't know why I have to say that. I do. That was my wife. Yeah. So anyway, I've been married that long. Okay, here we go. We're gonna just keep going. Another comic. You ready for another comic? Yeah. Yes, cool. Right. This comic is sitting right here. How was the food? Great. Good. All right. He said great. All right, here he is right there. Jerry Cooper. Jerry Cooper, right there. Jerry's got T-shirts. All right, cool.
I tell you what, a night. Listening to these comics brought back a lot of memories. You know, when I was in college, I had a teacher that came in calculus class, and he would tell us a joke every Friday. He came in like James did, and he pulled it out of his billfold one day. He said, "Did I tell you guys the one about?" I said, "Yes, you did." So he gingerly opens it up, looks at it, and goes, "No, I can't tell you that one. I can't tell you that one either." So he folded it up, and he went ahead and told us the joke. And then Ben, when I was a young man, I had long hair and a beard, and my dad used to tell the same joke every time when he was around his friends. And it was, this guy was a young kid, long hair, beard, was thrown into prison, and he had to share a cell with this old man. This old man just kept staring at him. Finally, the young kid couldn't take it anymore. He says, "Oh man, what's your problem? You got a problem with my hair? You got a problem with my beard? What is it? Let's get it out in the open. We got to spend a lot of years here together in this cell." The old man says, "Son," said, "I don't have a problem with your long hair and beard." He says, "Then what is it? Give me some kind of an answer. What your problem is?" "Well, I was thrown in this prison 20 years ago for raping a buffalo, and I thought you might just be my boy." So, and that's the only joke my dad ever told when I was around him. So, but you know, as I'm getting older, I'm finding out there's a lot of my humor that is based on my experience, and there's a lot of people out there that haven't had the same experiences I've had. So by a show of hands, how many of you have never heard of or ever had an enema? That's good, because, you know, I've told the story about the enema, and they look at you like, "What's that?" Well, when I was a kid, that was my mom's cure-all. If you were constipated, you got an enema. If you had a cold, you got an enema. Now, it didn't stop the cold, but it sure kept you from sneezing. I mean, there's nothing like the old "Hatchie." Yeah, I tell you, it was nasty. But then you go from being a kid to raising kids. And you know, when your kids come home and they picked up that first bad word. So I told my kids, I said, "Look, you can say anything in this house you ever hear me say." That went along real good until my daughter came up and she was giving me a hard time. And one day I said, "Do you want me to open up a can of whoop ass on you?" All the kids stopped. "We can say ass! We can say ass!" They ran around the house saying ass, and I said, wait. Only if you use it with a can of whoop ass, a can of whoop on there. Well, that went real good till the kids figured out they could say, "Of course I can whoop your ass." So, had to get through that, and then, you know, I live in this area over in Aurora, and the kids over there are just amazing. I'm sitting there on 6th Avenue one day, and I like to play my classic rock and roll in my truck pretty loud. This kid comes by, walking across the street on 6th Avenue, got curly hair, big dark grim glasses, kind of kid you think would discover something somewhere, be a doctor or something, you know, and he's kind of geeky looking kid, and he's coming along there, and he's walking. He stops right in front of my truck, turns around, goes, he shuffles off the road and tries to climb the light pole. So, I don't know what was going on with him, but I am a newlywed. We just celebrated 1 year together. I call her my beautiful young trophy wife because, you know, when we were in high school, if we'd have been dating, I was a senior, she'd have been in 8th grade. Now that we're older, you know, she's a sweet lady. But she had to learn things about me. Like, you know, I am the king of my castle. And the one thing I love to do in my domain is when I get out of the shower and towel off, I like to walk around my domain and let everything air dry naturally. Now that we've been married a while, I don't have to tell her quite as often to look me in the eyes when I want to have a conversation. But, you know, I've lived in Colorado 5 times, and I don't understand the HOA laws. I just don't get it. She's lived in her apartment complex for 15 years. I've been there a year, and I've already been fined $75 because I broke the law with my pets. Supposedly, at 5:30 one morning, I was out with my 2 dogs. One was off the leash. One was on a leash that was 2 feet too long. And tell me what kind of a person would be up 5:30 in the morning and tell me whether my dog pooped or not, and I picked it up. So they fined me $75 for that. So I go out, my dog takes a dump, I pick it up, put it in the bag, and I walk around so that everybody can see that I picked it up. And I paid my $75. I'm just glad it wasn't the day before when I took the dogs outside right after my shower. So, you know, I've been doing stand-up comedy for a while, and as I get older, there are things that really start to grate on my nerves, and I'm convinced that there is proof that life does exist without a brain. There are a lot of stupid people out there doing stupid stuff. And so, to prove that point, I've started a cause for what I call the Cooper plexiotomy. And what that is they cut a section of your stomach lining out and put in a piece of plexiglass so when you're walking around with your head up your butt, you can see where you're going. So I'm thinking about doing that with an adapter, kind of like a periscope thing, so that when those idiots are driving around with their head up their butts, they can see over the dash. So, create this T-shirt. And you know, you've seen those people that do really stupid things. You say, really? And you give them the sign of the plexiotomy. Now, this could get you in trouble. A friend of mine did that to his wife, and they were having a conversation. He went like that. She says, what does that mean? He says, well, I'm telling you, you're talking to me with your head up your butt. She said, really? There's the couch. Have a nice night. I told him his response should be, you're going to send me to the couch? Closest to the nicest television we have in the house? And just within walking distance of the refrigerator? Oh, punish me. So, anyway, then I got my website down here, www.can'tfixstupid.com. And in the back, it's pretty self-explanatory. And that's sad. So I was showing my wife this T-shirt. And she says, what does it say on the bottom? I said, it says www.can'tfixstupid.com. She says, no, it doesn't. I said, yes, it does. It says www.can'tfixstupid.com. She says, no, it doesn't. So I looked down and I went, well, I guess you can't fix stupid. So, and you really can't fix stupid. I know. Now, one of the most stupid things I have ever heard, there's a couple of them out there, but I was at a hospital one time getting ready for some surgery, and these 2 college kids were actually talking about doing tequila enemas. Now, how drunk do you have to be to go find a fleet thing and say, hey, man, you got some Jose Cuervo? Because I've tasted that stuff. It burns going down your throat. I can just imagine what it feels like going in. You're running around the room and you're screaming, and pretty soon it's like, give me some more. But it is the Christmas season, and I do have a favorite Christmas joke. Santa was having a really rough time. Half of his elves were sick with the flu. He was afraid that he wasn't going to get his presents out. So he decided to take the the reindeer for a ride and get them limbered up for the big night. One of his stupid elves had left the gate open, and half the reindeer were out running around, the others were having babies. So he goes back into his shop, decides he's going to have a cup of hot cocoa, reaches for the tin, knocks his favorite mug off, drops the tin of cocoa, and it's all over the floor. Goes and picks up the broom to sweep it up, and the rats have eaten the bristles of the broom back to the handle, and he's throwing it around. He's kicking crap all over the place. He is really mad. Pretty soon he hears a little. He opens the door and hears this little bitty angel. Hello, Santa. How are you today? It's a beautiful day, isn't it? It's Christmas time, all full of cheer. What would you like me to do with this Christmas tree? Now you know why angels sit on top of the Christmas tree. So, I told that a year ago. I was stranded at the Denver airport, sleeping on the floor, and I told that to a lady. She says, I don't get it. What do you mean? I said, think about it. Angel on top. She still didn't get it. But anyway, I want to thank you guys very much for your time and the great audience. Thank you.
That's Jerry Cooper right there. Jerry Cooper right there. Okay. Glass pool. All right, here we go. Next comic. Very funny guy. Is he ready? All right, cool. He has a stick, but earlier he got out of the way when I almost ran into him. So I don't know if he's blind or not. But here we go. David Glasspool, right there. David Glasspool. Good. All right, the stage there. Yeah. Okay. And there. Got it. All right.
It's very affirming to my self-esteem that as a result of my disability, I get a larger applause break before I get on stage and before I even say anything. I feel warm inside. That's affirmation. Hello, my name is David Glasspool. All you people, tonight I'm going to come and tell you guys some jokes. You guys smell amazing, by the way. Except for you, right back there. You need to take a shower. You need to take a shower. I love confusing sighted people by doing that because I know they're all looking around being like, who's he talking to me? He saw me, oh my God. He saw me. I'm just kidding. I love sighted people. I love you sighties. You two-eyed devils. I love you. You're great pets to have around. That's the God's honest truth. So being in a bar makes me think of one of my favorite experiences. It happens multiple times as a result of being blind. It's a question that I get, and it's always from women. Inevitably, in a bar, a woman will come up to me and will say,
So, David, if you're really blind, do you want to feel my face to see if I look sexy? Huh? Do you?
Usually I say, no, Ray Charles lied to you, or something like that. One night I was a little inebriated and decided to be a bit smart aleckish and assish-ishness. And I decided to answer this particular woman in the voice of Barry White. I said,
No, baby girl. Baby, I don't want to feel your face, girl. I want to feel your breast, baby. Oh, yeah. Just want to feel your breast, girl.
Unfortunately, the next thing I knew, she had my hand down her shirt, and it turns out she was not the woman I thought she was. Rather than being a attractive in her 20s, buxom blonde, she was a 65-year-old Waffle House waitress. The next thing I heard out of her mouth was, "So what do you think of these babies, honey?" Handcrafted by God himself. It was uncomfortable for me as well. So I was recently online on eHarmony. I signed it up for eHarmony, taking my dating out in the streets, and I was looking at a girl's profile. And if any of you snickered at that, shut up. sighties are trying to take the word look and see and watch away from my people. It's not going to happen. The revolution has begun. Kill sighty. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have a way home. But yeah, I was looking at a girl's profile, and it said, at this girl's profile, said she was 4'7". This woman was 4'7". That's little. But I don't judge. That's beautiful. God's creations. She's a lady, I'm a man. So I was going to read more into the profile. You know, I don't judge. Also on the profile, it said the thing people notice about her the most is her distinctive laugh. No! She's 4'7". I'm blind. I don't say the first thing people notice about me is my broad masculine shoulders or haunting blue-green eyes or deep sensuous voice. I say that I can't look at people straight and that I walk around with a stick. But then it got me thinking, what if she's telling the truth? What if this 4'7" young damsel really does have the most distinctive laugh ever? And so I started thinking even more. What if we're on a date? I'm being funny and charming like I do, and I tell her a joke and she responds appropriately.
Oh, David, that joke was so funny. You're hilarious. Tell me another one.
I really missed the boat on that one. Oh my God, she laughs like the devil. A midget who laughs like Satan, that's beautiful. That's really all that is. That's love right there. I felt close to her and we'd never even met. So I was recently on the street, walking around 16th Street Mall, cruising, you know, and a homeless man came up and asked me for money, and all I had was my credit cards. I couldn't help him out. But I didn't want to just be like, I'm sorry, I don't have any money. I don't want to be like every other jerk that's just saying, like, get away from me, homeless panhandler man. You smell funny and you'll get none of my bills. I wanted to be creative. I wanted to say something he'd never heard before. So I decided to pull into the voice bank, and I pulled out the creepiest voice I could possibly think of, basically. I decided I want to respond to this guy like a British Disney villain, like Jafar or something like that. So next time a homeless guy comes and asks me for money, I'm just going to be, I'll grant your request, my boy. But in return, I must request something of my own. I'll give you 10,000 shekels for the gift of sight, little boy. Your eyes. Give me your eyes, boy. Give me your eyes. Then I chase him. So I have a new pair of eyes, everybody. I got these new eyes, and I apparently stole eyes from a visually impaired homeless man. I did not think before I took those eyes, because I stole from another blind man. So if you see a blind homeless guy, no eyes, walking around, that's the guy. That's the guy. So I don't have the most exciting life in the world. I did just graduate with a master's degree in counseling. That's true. Clap for me, because that's some accomplishment. And I got an undergrad degree in theater. So if you're asking yourself, what does a young, accomplished stand-up comedian with a disability who just graduated with a master's degree in counseling and an undergraduate degree in theater do now that he's got the whole world available to him? Well, yesterday after I graduated, I spent my day doing laundry, watching Frasier, and listening to the 90s alternative band Better Than Ezra. All day. That's it. In my Mario Brothers pajama pants. And that's the first time that sentence has ever been spoken in the history of the entire world. And I'm going to break a record. I'll say it twice. I stayed at home, watched Frasier, and listened to Better Than Ezra. I stayed at home, watched Frasier, and listened to Better Than Ezra. I stayed at home, watched Frasier, and listened to Better Than Ezra. I just achieved. The Guinness people are here. And they've just heard that sentence uttered a million times. So, yep, whole world is in front of me. It's a beautiful thing. So, So yeah, what I'm probably going to do is just answer sighted people's questions and make jokes about it for the rest of my life. Some of my favorite questions I get from the sighted is I'm apparently an inspiration to people. They come up to me and they tell me just, "You're inspirational, you're amazing, you're so brave." And I'm like, "No, I'm not that brave." A quadriplegic who, I don't know, does things is brave. People come up to me and say, "Hey, you can see things that other people can't see." I see less than other people see. That's the definition of being blind. But I did get one of the best compliments from a sighted woman that I've ever gotten in my entire life only 2 weeks ago. A mere fortnight, ladies and gentlemen. Woman comes up to me after an open mic. She has gotten up, told a very unfunny joke. She's not a comedian, just a random pretty drunk girl from the streets. If you're wondering how I knew she was pretty, stop wondering that and pay attention to the story I'm telling. But she came up to me and said, "What did you think about my joke?" And I said, "What did everyone else think about it?" She said, "They don't listen. They hear, but they don't listen. You, because you're blind, you hear and listen." I had to tell her, unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention to you either. And then she said, "Oh, well, then I guess you're just a douche like everybody else." I said, "That's the sweetest thing anyone's ever said to me." I started crying. Oh, God, it was a beautiful, 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 beautiful moment. It was a great thing. So I'll tell a couple more, then I'll get out of here real quick. I hate Halloween. I really hate Halloween. I hate the freaking holiday Halloween. And it's not because I'm like a self-righteous Christian who thinks that anyone who participates in it will burn in the everlasting flames of hell. It has nothing to do with that. It's a joke. You can laugh. I'm not really judgmental. Jeez, Colorado. But yeah, I hate it because no one believes I'm really blind. And they're not subtle about it either. I'll walk down the street with my cane, tap, tap on Halloween night, and people will walk by just, "Hey, you think that guy's really blind, or is that just a costume?" "Actually, sir, I really am blind." "Oh, shit, he heard us! He must be like Daredevil or something." Girl came right up to me and said,
If you're really blind, how many fingers am I holding up?
Which is the dumbest question you can ask a blind person. Like, somehow, maybe she thought I was Daredevil and my weakness was spontaneous mathematical conundrums. And that she was going to say, "How many fingers am I holding up?" And I would say, 6. "Oh, crap, you found me out." But anytime a sighted person does ask a blind person, "How many fingers am I holding up?" it's 2. Every time it's 2. It's 2 always. The second time, it's always 3. It's always 3 the second time. The third time, I'm usually mercilessly beating them with my cane. That's usually how it happens. So I have no internal clock, and I can't be lit because I can't see too well. So I'm gonna get off the stage and let some other beautiful, delicious Denver comedians regale you with their stories of woe and confusion. I'm David Glasspool. Go! Ah!
That was David Glasspool. David Glasspool. Right there. Sorry. All right. I have to put up your headliner now. You ready? For your headliner? All right, cool. Yes, yes, yes? All right. You ready? All right, ladies and gentlemen, Christine Latterman right there. Christine Latterman right there.
Thank you, Eugene. Hello, Aries. I'm Christine, and I moved from Beverly Hills to Brighton. Yeah. I'm not talking about Brighton, England either. We're talking about Brighton in northern Colorado. It was quite a culture shock. I think the biggest culture shock for me was nobody's clubbing minks or foxes. We were banging down those stuffed animals in the Walmart club machine and skinning them for the acrylic. But Colorado is a very Christian state. I feel like Anne Frank every day at an Easter egg hunt. So I moved from Los Angeles to Denver to become a famous actress. Everyone in LA wants to discover someone in some little rural town, and I'm way ahead of that game. I think the only acting, though, I've done since I've been here is pretending to be busy at stoplights when bums are begging for money. It's amazing what we'll do to get out of $1. You're just gunning for that green, and then when it hits red and you're right next to him, you'll do anything. Talk on your phone, fill out a tax form. I was at a 4-minute stoplight the other day and I had to give myself a haircut. If I'd just given him $1, I wouldn't have to spend $65 to go and fix it. But another big difference between Beverly Hills and Colorado is I grew up surrounded by plastic surgery. We had those head fakes everywhere. Head fakes is this pretty young woman that walks past you with the long blonde hair. And when she turns, you realize, oh, it's a 60-year-old woman with long blonde extensions, fresh collagen duckbill, and tits you could balance a Subaru on. I think the only enhancing I've even come across in Denver are padded bras worn by the men at the downtown YMCA. But with my background, I had to get something done. So as I thumbed through those bright and yellow pages, there was no plastic surgeons. I came across orthodontry. So I got clear braces. I didn't even need them. And you're not supposed to notice them, but when you do, it's kind of like dating a guy who you find out collects women's heads in jars under his bed. No matter how bad it is, you need to look at those faces and make sure they aren't prettier or younger than you are. Another big difference, though, between Denver and Colorado is it's such a health-conscious state. And thanks to the miraculous cure of medical marijuana, it doesn't hurt to strip anymore. It also washes away painful childhood memories, like growing up in a house that didn't celebrate Christmas. I didn't get my gifts given to me under some shiny tinsel tree. My parents threw sand all over our living room floor, and we had to sift through it like the starving Jews crossing the desert. Every time we found a gift, we had to look up and thank Moses. The last gift I found in the sand was a wrapped condom and a little note that said, "If you're reading this, it's because we gave you the gift of life. Love, Ma and Pa." I think those dispensaries, though, need to make some kosher edibles, like some unleavened brownies. Do not bake while getting baked. Oh, Rabbi, try one of those marijuana medical matzo balls. You look just like Jesus after I ate one. So even though I'm culturally Jewish, I did grow up in a house full of hippies in Marin County, California. And these are real hippies, like Woodstock types. It may sound cool, but a little glimpse into my childhood. At age 2, I was found sucking a piece of tinfoil that had acid in it. And when my parents called the doctors who did house calls, instead of a medical bag, the doctor had a guitar. And he strummed a little folk song, hoping to make my trip better while taking me on a nature walk. I was also the only house that had a meditation room. Every time I fought with my brothers and sisters, we were supposed to go to the meditation room and pray. And we had a wall filled with gurus. Even Jesus was up there. I chose to pray to the Mexican-looking one, thinking that if I ever ended up in jail, he'd be the one to protect me. So I'm not married. I usually don't mind that until I go get my nails done. It doesn't matter who you are or what your status in life is, you will be insulted at a Vietnamese nail salon. Yeah. Hell yeah. Just the other day, I'm getting my nails done. Oh, you have no ring? Nobody love you? Why you have no jewelry? Somebody does love me, Macy's, because I headed there immediately after to buy a fake diamond ring. So the next time I got my nails done, I'm wearing an engagement ring. And then she looks at me and says, oh, you have the ring, you get to marry. Why your diamond's so tiny? Your husband, he don't make a lot of money. Husband loser. You like a lot of sweet? No, I'm fine, thank you. No, you eat a lot of sweet. Your leg grows so big. Don't fit in my tub anymore. I wish dating was as easy as it was in the 8th grade. I remember letting Greg Fragoli finger me for a bag of Pop Rocks. Now it's like you got to teabag Tom Schwartz for a little return on your taxes that are more money. And I do have a cat. I can't figure out if I'm single because I have a cat or I have a cat because I'm single. But I was reading about that you can potty train cats. And as I was starting to do that, then I thought, my God, if I bring someone home, what am I going to say? Oh, that wasn't me, I swear, it was the cat. He just can't flush yet. I'm working on that part. So my day job is working with the dead. Literally. I'm a paranormal event planner. It is hilarious, those dead people. I find sites for the ghost hunters. And these ghost hunters are very popular. They have fans that come all over the country to go ghost hunting with them, paying for this and for their autographs. Most of these fans are women, or as I like to call them, para-horrors. And the para-horrors are there to leave their problems behind at home, and by golly, they're going to fix the ones of the dead and cross them to the light. It's almost hilarious how they think they're qualified to cross someone to the light. We've got a room all quiet with the little boxes and tape recorders blinking, and I walk into the room to see what's going on, and they're all, shh, shh, shh. We've got some activity in here. Okay, if something's been there from the 15th century, I'm sure my walking to the room isn't going to scare away the devil. If only we could see what we're looking at. It's completely horrid with the red eyes. But thanks to Nell from Minnesota, wearing the t-shirt Nixon for president, and her little tape recorder, big bag of Funyuns, she's going to cross that spirit to the light. I'm placing this recording device on the bed. Please speak loudly and clearly. We are your friends. We are here to help. What are we really going to hear when we play that back? This is Ida May from Arkadelphia, Arkansas. Please tell June in Columbus, Ohio, I still have her prize casserole dish, and I doodled her husband. Thanks, Ida May. Now she's off to the light. That's all she needed. All they're waiting for. This ghost hunting, though, is getting really, really popular. More and more people are doing it. And it's amazing how much action those men get from chasing something you can't see. Women are just giving it up to them. Of course, I never would. She's throwing me into my improv state. All right, so I think I'm going to end it on that light and shoot up to the light. And I am Christine Letterman. Thank you so much.
Christine Letterman right there. Christine Letterman. Excellent. So we have a good time? Yeah. Yes? Yes? Here at Ari's Tavern. So, I'll get better. I swear, I promise. All right. Thank you so much. That's going to complete our show tonight. Thank you so much for all the comics. Like I always say, these comics are up-and-coming comics, so if you like someone, please, introduce yourself to them, get their Facebook, pages, and pretend you're going to come see some shows that they're on. So, thanks a lot. Y'all have a good night, everybody. Bye.